Is there any equivalent for this Persian proverb, a lopsided load won't reach the destination? There is a proverb in Persian that literally means, a lopsided load won't reach the given destination. It implies that dishonesty, deviation from the right path, or injustice wouldn't have good or favorite consequences. We use it for criticizing or giving advice to somebody who is trying to gain their goals through dishonesty, deceitful actions, or injustice. Or when someone has acted dishonestly and now has faced bad consequences. So we remind them, didn't you know that a lopsided load won't reach the destination? Is there any equivalent for this Persian proverb in English language? P.S. As you see in the below cartoon, watermelons have been loaded lopsidedly on the poor donkey's back, so the man is not able to deliver them to the given market. Update. I just found that in some Persian to English sources, honesty is the best policy is considered as the equivalent to this proverb. Does it have the same connotation?
It isn't a proverb so much as an idiom, but I will offer: cheaters never prosper, or sometimes just cheats never prosper. If you cheat people, they will not continue to do business with you, and so your business will fail. I am most familiar with this as a playground taunt among elementary school children. When one of us would try to bend the rules at dodgeball or Red Rover, the others would call him out and chant, "Na na 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 na. Cheaters never prosper." It is also used in many other situations, however, and has a similar meaning to what you describe.
Reminding someone to stay on the straight and narrow path is similar to cautioning someone to straighten their lopsided loads, not in the sense that a lopsided load will eventually topple, but that it won't fit on the narrow path or through the straight gate leading to whatever rewards might await those who live good and honest lives. Straight and narrow, noun, in form of the proper, honest and moral path of behavior, perhaps an alteration of straight and narrow, an allusion to Matthew 7 verse 14, straight is the gate, and narrow is the way, which leadeth unto life. From Collins English Dictionary, via the Free Dictionary by Falex. Your edit mentioning honesty is the best policy, which, although capturing the essential meaning of the original, is arguably a bit too general, prompted a search for other idioms containing honesty that, unlike honesty is the best policy, specifically include the notion of motion on a path toward a desired destination. The following is the only one I found containing a direct mention of motion, but unfortunately it appears to have been concocted by Ed Sheeran and Annie Lee Sloan, the authors of Mastering Communication Skills, merely to provide an example of a simile, for it is not at all familiar to me and, more importantly, is found nowhere else on the internet. Dishonesty breathing in a hat is like a bicyclist going downhill without brakes. From Google Books. There is the following quote, attributed by some to Mark Twain, however, that is legitimate and fairly well known, and which could be paraphrased to kind of include the notion of staying on the right path by using stick to or stick with instead of the quote's original or close to it phrasing. Speak the truth at all times, it's easier to remember. From Here's How, an Introduction to Practical Discipleship by Lee Brown, via Google Books. Paraphrasing it with stick with would give: always stick with the truth, it's easier to remember. From Family Matters, an Ernest Sparky, a Hemingway mystery, by Joel Rosenberg, via Google Books. And paraphrased with stick to: always stick to the truth, it's easier to remember. From One Day Too Long, Top Secret Site 85 and the Bombing of North Vietnam, by Timothy N. Castle, via Google Books.
Something that has equivalent connotations of, you did something bad, and now you have to, or soon you will have to, deal with the consequences. You reap what you sow. Everything that happens to you is a result of your own actions. If you treat your friends like that, of course they drop you. You reap what you sow in this life. Source: thefreedictionary.com.
I would say that a similar proverb is what goes around comes around. A person's actions, whether good or bad, will often have consequences for that person. Wiktionary. This essentially says a lopsided load won't reach the destination, but also implies that a balanced load will. Also, you could say karma's a bitch, which has essentially the same meaning.
If you want to support the channel, please consider liking and subscribing.